Okay, so we've got our final two teams for our second round. So again, if you can give a big Belfast welcome to, we've got JCI London, who will be debating for the motion. And we have JCI Yorkshire, who will be against the motion. Nothing like a bit of audience interaction, I have to say. Thank you very much. Okay, so the motion for the second round is: American culture is the biggest cause of most of the world's problems today. It's a tough one. Okay, so I think we'll crack on. Contestants, are you ready? Bigger, please. Thank you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Judges, are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
I rely on the audience. Audience, are you ready?
Yes!
That's the way to do it. Thank you very much. Let's debate. Okay, so if I can have the team captain for JCI London up first, please. Thank you.
OMG! Ladies and gentlemen, judges, chair. American culture is the biggest cause of most of the world's problems today. Just think, what do we have that surrounds us? OMG, oh my gosh. These language issues that we're getting from across the Atlantic, health problems, war, trash TV. We're all engrossed in Kardashians, problems. We all want to be like these people. Yes, she's fit, but that's not the point. That is not the point. Financial crisis. Where did it derive from? These are all the problems affecting the rest of the world. Greece, South Africa, Africa, Latin America, the drug cartels. Who is actually taking or wanting cocaine? So we actually buy the product from the US, who then gets it from Latin America, causing problems with local populations. I'm going to introduce you to Hewitt. She's going to take you through the issues that are surrounding health and what it's doing to the rest of the world. I'm also going to give you Nahaz, who's our expert on culture. And is there really a culture coming from the United States of America? I will tell you that there are conspiracy theories around the tsunami that was caused. It was caused by the US. I will end in 5 seconds because that's where the landfill caused the tsunami. I will now let you hear the arguments against. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A little pause whilst we wait for the judges.
Say something.
Something.
Yeah. Hooray!
Okay, we're ready? Lovely. So if I could call for the team captain of JCI Yorkshire to make his opening statement. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Judges, senators, national presidents, local presidents, members, competing team, and my team, welcome. First of all, thank you to JCI London for very clearly defining the motion for me. That's made it much easier, and I'm sure much easier for you now you really understand how they've defined all the elements of the argument. Thank you. I'd just like to also state that from the start there, within that motion of American culture is the biggest problem to the world's problems, well actually we disagree with that. American culture isn't the biggest problem. It may be a problem towards it, but it's not the biggest problem. So, I'm going to introduce you to my team now, who are going to give you a little bit of an insight this afternoon as to why we feel that the American culture isn't the biggest contributor to all of this. First of all, we're going to hear from Stephen, who, with 12 years experience in JCI and actually national MDG champion, is going to talk to you about the MDGs and how we are working towards solving them and how that relates back to American culture or not. We're then going to hear from Ben, who actually we are very, very lucky today that Ben is one of University of Huddersfield's top PhD postgraduates in social and economic world problems. And luckily for us, he's got some very interesting arguments against this motion. So, without further ado, I'd like to hear a little bit more from our competitors and find out exactly how they're going to defend their position, and looking forward to hearing a little bit more. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're just going to wait for the judges to complete their scoring for this speaker. I feel under pressure now,
Yeah. You also kept randomly going through it as well.
It's okay, you'll end up on the cutting room floor. It's the worst place to be.
It wouldn't be the first time. Well, Ryan, give us a clue. Oh, we're ready. Lovely. Great, thank you. Okay, so I can invite the first speaker from JCI London. Thank you, Hurin.
Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon. Today, the motion we're going to be supporting is American culture is the biggest problem in the world. I would say Americans don't have a culture. They are the weapon of mass destruction. That's what they are. They work through their media, through their movies and Kardashians, and kill all the culture that all the world has. Kill diversity. They brainwash us on who we should be, what we should look like. We all should be tall, white and skinny. What we should do. Have you guys been to America? They all work 3, 4, 5 jobs just trying to afford the lifestyle that's been painted at them. Who can afford the Kardashian lifestyle? Through their health, fast-paced living has caused them to eat fast food. That's caused them obesity. And then anorexia for the ones that have been watching all of these clueless movies and trying to lose weight. And abortion to the ones that, to the cultural that prefer men rather than women. So as soon as they see the sex of the unborn baby, they go and have abortions. And the financial crisis. Through them, now we're here, jobless, most of the highest record since record of began of unemployability. Trying to clean that up. Americans' way is destroying us all. And the better we realize it now, the better for us. So I think let's just get rid of America. You'll all be happy. Thank you.
Africa. Not sure about that. Okay, we're just going to wait for the judges to finish their marking. See, if I was Dermot on X Factor, I'd have my little dances. I'd be doing my little Dermot dance.
And that's on video.
That'll be on Facebook.
I'm being psyched out by a judge. Lovely, are you ready? Brilliant. Okay, so if I could invite the first speaker, yes, thank you, from JCI Yorkshire, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Presidents, senators, members, judging team, and the government. I mean, I'd like to say, Mr. Chairman, oh my God, no, oh MDG. That's what I want to talk about. MDG, the world's problems, defined by the UN. You know, seeing that the government actually didn't define what we're talking about. American culture, biggest world problems. Let me try to help you out there. Now, I also heard the first speaker say, America's tall, white, skinny. Is that referring to the first US black president then? The tall, white, skinny guy? Or was it the fact that we couldn't decide between are they obese or anorexic? I was totally lost there, but let's try to have a professional perspective on the matter. Now, MDGs, said by the UN, the problems at hand, women equality. Ooh, this is in there. You know, Condoleezza Rice, Hillary Clinton. Discrimination, again. Obama. Don't still see it. Now, as a JCI member, I believe that nothing can be contributed to one country. It's contributed to people. That's why we have JCI. JCI believes that we can make an impact. We can tackle the MDGs, world problems of today in society. We can help. And guess who was one of those countries who started a culture, a movement, maybe with the vision of starting locally, but going globally. Actually, it started in America. Now, America is not the cause of all evil. I completely agree that there might have been some contributing factors to some of the world's problems, but it can never be stated that America is the biggest contributor to the world's problems today. There is only one problem, it's mentality. Mentality creates world problems. That's why cultures like JCI have been created. That's why things like MDGs are recognized for people like you and me here in the room to tackle these problems, make a difference locally, shout about it, give emotion, bring it to government, and by doing so, helping changing the world and making it a better place. So I'm sorry to say, dear government, I didn't get your point.
The judges to finish their marking for that speaker. Okay, we're ready? Okay, so if I can invite the second speaker from JCI London to take the floor, please. Thank you. Thank you, Nahas.
Respected judges, my friends, you might have heard Stephen just say, and agreeing to this point, that American culture is not the problem, or American culture is not cause of all the problems, but yes, for most of the problem. And he said that, and that is the topic that we are here to cover today. American culture is the biggest cause of most of the world's problems. Yes, we didn't say either that it is cause of all the problems. And let me take you back, long back, before even UN was born. Take a step back. What is a civilization's and culture's real contribution to the society? Its arts, its language, its math, science and all of that. Where is American contribution to any of these? It has never been. They have never ever contributed. And let's take the case of equality. Yes, my friend here spoke about women's. Yes, I can show you many countries where there is a woman president and Americans haven't yet created one woman president. Yes, Hillary Clinton is there, but she hasn't yet broken that glass ceiling that she promised she will break. And then we spoke about professional bodies. Yes, and that is the problem. Culture is not about professional bodies. Culture is about what you feel inside and what you have. And yes, and that is what Americans had done to all of you. And I don't deny, I don't have a complaint against Stephen, but that has got into him. Seeing everything as a consumer, seeing all of you as a consumer, seeing everything as a product, a watch item as a product, a women's liberation as a product, a TV, a communication as a product, everything being productionized and commercialized and not seeing you as a person you are. And that has contributed to all the problems, and I thank you all your audience for supporting this motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. There'll be a short intermission. Oh, you don't want to hear that, seriously? No, seriously. Can I do what? Is Leslie still in the room? No, Ali, sorry, Ali, you're still in the room. She can attest to this. I can only do one song. Neil Diamond. Sweet Caroline. My voice is very low, as you can hear, so I'm going to go low. Right. I'll save that for the people in Taipei. Okay, so if we can have the second speaker from JCI Yorkshire, Ben, thank you very much.
Well, good afternoon, President, Senators, Judges, friends and members, and the Government. I'd start today by just rebuking a few points from the second speaker on the opposition team. First, Stephen didn't say most, he said some. Now, the last time I checked the dictionary, they're two different meanings. So, it might be a bit of selective hearing on your point, or if you just got a bit of a hearing problem in general, it's because you were speaking so loud. I'm afraid it's not in the first minute, so please. And the other thing he said was that American culture is what you feel inside. I'm not a feel American. I'm a Yorkshireman. I'm proud. Thank you. And as for consumerism coming from America, I'm afraid it didn't. It started in the UK, in this very country with the Industrial Revolution. It was exported over there. And the point made earlier, the fact American culture is being exported, it's their culture that was ultimately an import to start with from all the different cultures and immigrants. Yes, by all means?
First, yes, I didn't say it was invented, but it has been used by the most, by America. And to the first point that you mentioned, where you said some, yes, I agree. It is, that some is being not the case. What I'm telling is majority of them is being
I appreciate what you're saying, but you're eating into my time now. The 2 points I'd like to talk about today, or the 2 biggest things I see as the main problem, are the credit crunch, and one of the main things stemming from that is the lack of housing in the world, not just in the UK, but as a global problem. In the UK alone, for the next 10 years, we are going to need at least 200,000 new homes every year to support our growing population. Now, that's not just a problem for us. In India and the Indian subcontinent, over 60% of the population live in what the United Nations class as slums and below poverty line. Now, that's not a problem that America's going to solve. Yes, they may be part of the issue by exporting their culture, but the biggest problem is that the countries, it's easy for another country to adapt an American culture than to reinforce their own and grow their own. They can glaze over the problems that they have in their own country and quite happily bring in a culture from outside. When what we need to be doing on a global level is working on our own individual national cultures. As I've said, I'm a Yorkshireman, but I'm also an Englishman, and I'm proud of that fact, and I'm proud of our culture. I don't feel American. We've got our own problems, and we need to deal with them ourselves. Thank you.
Timeout has been called by JCI London. They will get one minute break. Felt quite strong about oh yeah, your knee's not hurting you yet.
Highlights of this then.
Yeah.
Okay, timeout up.
Okay, so the timeout has concluded. Judges, are you okay? Judges? Yeah. Okay. So if I could ask the team captain to come up from JCI to conclude the team's arguments. Thank you.
Wow, that's what I've got to say. Fantastic listening to the opposition and their arguments against America as causing the biggest culture problems for the rest of the world. But I love the way they steered away from it. Who is to blame then? They said mentality. It's a mentality problem. 67% of the US culture have a mental condition. They have schizophrenia. Did you know that? So I love the steer away from that. And also around, but culture's a feeling. I understand. Yorkshire, fine, great. You're a Yorkshireman, you're proud of that, Englishman. But who gave you the tea bag? In Yorkshire, there was no tea bags in Yorkshire. Your tea bags came from the States. So, summing all this up, and look at the anorexic, completely understand the concept. You're not sure. Anorexia to obesity, anorexia in the rest of the world where they see these lovely stick figures on New York Fashion Week. That's the point of my esteemed colleague made. Also around obesity. Where's McDonald's come from? I'm sure as a Yorkshireman you've indulged in McDonald's. Absolutely. And also Colonel Sanders, you know, he didn't knock on 600 doors to then launch for the benefit of the world, KFC, deep-fried trans fats in your diet. It is obscene to think that US culture has done us good. And it's one of the world's biggest problems in health, in culture, and we need to have our own identity. Culture is within. Don't take on other people's. Thank you very much. I hope you follow the motion.
Intermission exercise delusion, I really think it's keep you awake. Not really. Only the dirty ones, we don't want to go into that. Wrong audience. Well, actually, no, it's not the right audience. Wrong audience, it's the wrong place. Wrong time. Okay, we're all good? Okay, so if I could ask the team captain from JCI Yorkshire to come up and conclude the team's arguments. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you for introducing some new elements to your argument in your summing up. That was great. It was great that you couldn't get all those facts into the actual debate, so thanks very much for that. I'd just like to reiterate the motion that we are against. American culture is the biggest cause of most of the world's problems today. So I'd like you to just think about that statement, and then I'll give you a summary of the reasons why we feel that American culture is not the biggest cause of most of the world's problems today. We heard from Stephen, a JCI veteran, many years experience working with the MDGs, sorry, meant in a good way, of course. And examples of, yes, we've got plenty of problems, we've got lots of world problems affecting us today. However, American culture is not the biggest cause. They may contribute, as do many others, but they are not the biggest cause. We then heard from Ben, top student, University of Huddersfield. He gave us some great examples around the world housing problems, and again, clear examples identifying where, yes, we might have contributing factors, however, American culture is not the biggest cause in these situations. Again, highlighting the elements of our argument stating that American culture is not the biggest cause of most of the world's problems. However, we have acknowledged that American culture, as with our own, as with many other cultures, may contribute this, but the main thing to remember is that whilst they might be part of the problem, they are also part of the solution. And today, guys, we are here to go against this motion, and I'll leave you there. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're just going to let the judges finish their scoring for this round and announce a winner.